Nice to be here. Like, definitely big hand to Keynote and Fantom and all the people who organized this awesome event. Really happy to be here. Like, big hands, right? Okay, I just have 15 minutes. So that's the most amount of yeah, things I can do. Let's get started. Let's get things going. I'm going to keep it very quick. I'm just going to talk about the prestigious D in the DApp. The prestigious decentralization application adds to itself by being a part of an ecosystem, let's say Fantom, let's say Ethereum, or any of the blockchains. I'm going to be talking about why do we need the graph? Why do we need the Web3 stack to make an application a decentralized application? It's not just about deploying an application to Fantom or, let's say any blockchain and it becomes decentralized by magic. That's not the case. We are creating the new internet. We are calling it the Web 3.0. And it cannot happen without, having the Web 3 stack. When Web 1 came in, it has a stack of its own. It was very much static, right? You used to get information, and that was all. Then Web 2 came in. We had GraphQL and all these awesome Web 2 stack to make that happen. And now we are building the future, which is future of the internet, which is the Web 3, and that can not be possible without the Web 3 stack. So my talk is specifically gonna be about the Web 3 stack and what the graph does to be a part of the Web 3 stack. If you are a developer developing on the awesome Fantom blockchain, you have to use the graph to get in, right? At the end, there is a small demo. I'll try to keep it in 15 minutes. Let's get started. Let's get going. Really excited to be here. Really excited to be presenting. The graph is an indexing protocol on the blockchains like what the Google does for the Web 2 world. Instead, not just it does other things than keeping your data and selling it to other people. It also indexes blockchain, just to let you know, right? So it is an indexing and querying a protocol for getting the data that's inside the blockchain to the outside world. That's what it does. That's what I explain, and that's awesome. But why do we need the graph? If you don't use the graph, you have two options. The first option is that you use the blockchain, let's say Fantom blockchain or any other blockchain, is made with the assumptions that has to be very, very secure. It has to be decentralized. It has to be unhackable in every sense. And that's why you need, that's the security presumptions of it. And that's why there is no traversal or any indexing protocol to make the data outside the blockchain and you'll be able to query. That's not possible right now with blockchains, and that's why you need the graph to make that happen. That's the first presumption, that either if you are creating a dApp and you want to make it decentralized, not use the graph, you will traverse through every block that's ever existed in the Fantom blockchain and get that data outside. Right? And that's like, if you just right now log into Spooky Swap, and if you use that approach, that will take maybe, let's say, 1 year, and you'll get the data out. So that's out of the way. The second option is you have a centralized indexer to get the data and then pull it outside for yourself. And then we cannot say your application is a dApp. It's not a dApp. It's an application built on any of the blockchains like Fantom, to be honest. And that's why you need the graph to get that data that's inside the blockchain to the outside world, right? So this is the why story of why we had the graph. The graph initially was like, you're trying to build a dApp, but then we realized it is lacking infrastructure. The blockchain is awesome. The decentralized world is awesome. The Web 3 is the future. But we need the Web 3 stack to make it happen. The city is there. The blockchain city is there. But we don't have the road transformation to be from here to there. We don't have the water transformation to be from here to there. And that's why we built the graph in the form of this, awesome thing. As Kyle told, it's a Web3 stack. You need to use it. Not gonna go there as much. We believe in progressive decentralization. It cannot be like, you have a white paper and then tata bye-bye. After 3 years, you have a dApp. That's not how it works. It has to be like, you have a project, you have thinking in mind, you have a prototype, then you make it work, you make sure different decentralized applications use it, and then at the end, the proof of concept is ready, you make it decentralized. You always have to go that route in a way, right? You need to use this progressive decentralized method. Decentralization is very important, but it has to start with the product and the product alignment with the industry or the ecosystem that exists. The hosted service, after the concept of the graph, was our first application that went out, our first product. It's definitely one indexer indexing every network, including Fantom, out there. And eventually, we are moving towards the graph network, which is there are hundreds of indexers, hundreds of decentralized application, and indexing and querying happens on their own. Pay per query is the model of making this work, right? You have a decentralized application, put it to the network, and then there'll be indexers indexing it. And how awesome is it that whatever information those indexers give you out, you can verify it. Whatever information you got from Google right now, you had to just believe it. Where is Emirates Palace? It's in Abu Dhabi. All of us had to come here. We could not verify it, right? With the graph, that would be possible. Although Google did it right this time, and we are all here. But yeah. So with the graph network, you can put in the data, get it outside, verify that this data is correct, and that's how the decentralized future will be built, right? You have to have no single point of failures. And that's why you need to use the graph to have no data, which is like, you're getting outside, using in your decentralized application. There is no single point of failure, no point of hackability that ever exists. That's the single reason why we have this awesome thing known as the Web3. And that's why we work with the graph in this particular awesome thing. I'm just going to give you a small example of how this thing actually works. How many of you, being a part of the Fantom ecosystem, have used the spooky swap? Raise of hands, guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome traders, right? Making 100x every day. Cool. Awesome. So spooky swap has this cool info page. You might have seen this. Cool thing, right? Whatever information that the contract it is trading on, every information you trade is on chain, right? Whatever interactions you do with Spooky Swap are all on chain. There is nobody who can actually, cultivate that. Nobody who can manipulate that, censor that. That's a part of the centralized exchange, and Spooky Swap gives us the power to have this platform to ourselves and make things work. And that's why all the trades that you do are all on chain, right? And all that data you put in the blockchain has to be displayed. And that is displayed via this analytics platform, which is that info.spookyswap page. And all the data that you get here is from the graph. I'll live show you that all the data that you see being set up here, all the things you're seeing right now, are all being done by a Spooky Swap subgraph that is being hosted on the hosted service of the graph, and all that data is relying here and making things work for us, right? So this is what the subgraph actually looks like. It actually gets the contract, gets the data out, and displays us in this format, right? This is what is the reason we are building the graph in the most decentralized way, because it's an essential part of the infrastructure. Be it NFTs, be it DeFi, be it the awesome metaverse, be it the social token space. You need to get the on-chain data, the information that's inside the blockchain outside to the world. And that's why you need to use the graph to make that happen. If you call your application a decentralized application, if you call your application which uses the Web3 stack, the Web3 ethos, the next internet, you have to make sure that your decentralized application uses the Web3 stack. Whatever information it is getting inside the blockchain has to also be in a decentralized fashion. Whatever information it is getting outside the blockchain also has to be in a decentralized fashion. And that's where this thing comes up. And eventually, we'll be there, right? And currently, as I told you, most of the applications currently are powered by the graph. Now we'll do a very small workshop. Again, not a big deal. If you are a developer, you'll love it. If you're not a developer, you'll again love it even more, right? So let's do a small workshop. I have 5 exact minutes to understand and to just see if we can develop a subgraph on the Fantom blockchain very, very fast. And the awesome team at Edge and Node, at Streaming Fast, at Figment, who have made this stack in a way that it's very easy for anybody who is a developer to make a graph in a very awesomely way possible. Let's just make that happen. Anyways, any questions still here? By the time the technical team is working this out. By the way, Keynote had to do a lot of things like to and fro to make this happen. So like a big round of applause to them. Making, yeah, please. Please, sir. Yeah. Sure. So Chainlink gets the information that's outside, that's not a part of the blockchain, inside the blockchain, right? For example, there is API, weather API, that's provided by the weather.com. That information needs to get inside the blockchain. It needs to be inside, on chain. Whatever interactions you're doing in the physical world, they're also APIs. They need to get inside the blockchain. That's where you use the decentralized Oracle infrastructure of Chainlink. Similarly, you need to get the information outside the blockchain. The whatever information that's inside, you need to get it outside the blockchain. That's where you use the graph. So you can they are reciprocals. The Chainlink gets the information inside, and the graph gets it outside the blockchain. That's how it works. Both of them are an essential part of the Web3 stack, and yeah, very important to make your application a dApp. Sure. Any other questions? Yeah, please go ahead. Oh no, you're just saying me hi. Any other questions? Is it happening? Okay, awesome. All right. If I have 3 minutes left, and if I am able to develop a subgraph in 3 minutes, it might be a world record. So let's see how it goes. All right, you can see this. Cool. Uh, let's just try to deploy a subgraph on the blockchain. Very, very quick, very, very fast. Yeah, sure. I'll try to make it big. Awesome. Cool. Cookie swap info page. Can you see some things? Yeah, cool. Let's just go to the graphs hosted service, the graph.com/host. This is the product that I'm talking about, and I'll be deploying a subgraph on the hosted service. Very, very quick. All right, I have my application live here. Just go on the dashboard, add a subgraph. Let's name it Fantom, Fantom DC. Okay, Fantom DC. I'm gonna say just like, hi, Sania. Awesome friend here at the graph. And just let's create a subgraph very, very quick. All right, let's just follow the instructions here. We are gonna actually deploy a subgraph and get the information that's inside a contract deployed on the Fantom blockchain outside to the world, right? Let's do it very, very quick. So this is the graph CLI. Install it in your CLI command. Just do it very, very, like, if you want to do it globally and use the graph init graph code gen, that you will also require it globally. Once you have that done, the second thing is just initialize a subgraph very, very quick. CD Fantom DC. Let's just, okay, wait. Let me just do an example subgraph to make our lives easy. Cool. Let's name it Pranav, P-R-A-N-A-V-T-A-A slash Fantom DC. All right. So clone is getting ready for us, and we'll have our subgraph in some time. I'll just tell you how it is easy if you have a contract on the Phantom blockchain, how easy it is to have it deployed on the network on the Phantom subgraph, on the Phantom blockchain. It is taking time. Okay, cool. Phantom DC, ls, code. Cool. So we are here. We have the manifestation file. All this, description I'll let you know soon, or maybe you can go and ask me on Twitter about it. But it's like, a subgraph that we have already. And the network that I'm going to use is Phantom, right? Phantom. Like, let's just do graph code gen. And the second step is actually told to us in this subgraph. That is, go here, go to the auth page, get the auth done. Access token we have to give here. I'll just get the access token from here. By the way, it's a Gravatar subgraph that we're deploying and using it on the network. Magical as hell, yeah. Okay, we have done the auth. Now I'll just deploy the subgraph. Yeah. Oh, wait. All right, subgraph is getting deployed, and we might have lost the Guinness Book of World Record thing because the time is up. So sorry to disappoint you on that. Sorry, guys. Anyways, we have a subgraph deployed, and now we can see the subgraph live. Let's see. Okay, maybe just a second. The graphs, hosted service. Hosted service. Cool. We have the subgraph deployed. We can now query the blockchain from Phantom and get things done. Big round of applause. Yeah. So easy, right? That's where it takes not deploying your own server, just using the graphs like, stack and making things out. Get your blockchain data outside to the world with the graph. Thank you, guys.